Okay, so I'm going to be talking about how aspartame should not be banned, and basically their argument was mostly, they mostly talked about the health factors of aspartame and how it's harmful to us, and they talked about, Camille talked about how aspartame is broken down into the body and how methanol harms the body. However, the way that aspartame is digested is it's broken into methanol, formaldehyde, and that is further oxidized into formic acid and then to CO2. And formaldehyde is it has a half-life of about 1.5 minutes, so there's no accumulation in the tissue. And also, phenylalanine, aspartic acid, methanol, and formaldehyde are all naturally present in foods, and the contribution to the total intake of these from aspartame is small to trivial. Also, the body very rapidly uses formaldehyde, so formaldehyde never builds up in the body. If the body doesn't need it, formaldehyde is converted to formic acid within seconds, and the formic acid will either be excreted in the urine or broken down into carbon dioxide and water. Also, formaldehyde is produced by our bodies every day in amounts thousands of times greater than you would ever get from aspartame, as it is a key metabolite that is needed to make other essential compounds, including DNA. Therefore, the effects of aspartame in the body are not harmful. In addition, all cases of aspartame poisoning, the known toxic effects of the aspartame would be related to methanol and the buildup of formic acid in the body. However, the amounts of this is found way less in foods. For example, a serving of tomato juice provides about 4 to 6 times more methanol than the amount of aspartame sweetened beverage. So therefore, it would not be harmful to our bodies compared to other foods that contain these ingredients. Since the compounds of aspartame does not accumulate in the body, they never affect us, and it also Bernardine Magnuson, who has a PhD and works for the Cantox Health Sciences International, he states that the scientific literature clearly confirms that aspartame never enters the bloodstream. So it does not actually get absorbed from the brain, and it does not affect pregnancy. Also, they stated how aspartame leads to cancer, but according to the American Cancer Society, it does not. They say that on the American Cancer Society site, they state that rumors claiming that aspartame causes a number of health problems, including cancer, have been around for many years. Many of these continue to circulate on the internet, and they also state that most studies in people have not found that aspartame use is linked to an increase in cancer. They also stated that in the largest study of this issue, researchers from the NCI looked at cancer rates in more than 500,000 older adults. The study found that compared to people who did not drink aspartame-containing beverages, those who did drink them did not have an increased risk of lymphomas, leukemias, or brain tumors, which completely refutes what they stated about cancer. And this is, again, by the American Cancer Society. Also, the World Cancer Research Fund pointed out in 2007 the rat studies involved intakes far greater than humans could consume in food or drinks. Since they talked about how they gave aspartame to rats until they died, obviously it's only harmful in huge amounts, but this is not reasonable to compare to humans. And also, the World Cancer Research Fund also concluded that the evidence does not suggest that chemical sweeteners have a detectable effect on the risk of any cancer. Therefore, I would assume that we could say that it does not actually cause cancer. And aspartame is actually a very widely and the most researched artificial sweetener. So even if the FDA had banned aspartame at first, they did many more studies in order to confirm that aspartame is in the amounts that we are taking is not harmful to our health. They stated that the Food and Drug Administration stated that the regulation and the use of aspartame they find that there's no purpose to alter the previous conclusion that aspartame is safe as a general purpose sweetener in food. In addition, they also stated that in diabetes, they won't help them because it's sweeter, but they also state that they won't affect the blood levels, which is what is the most important to people with diabetes. And the Academy of Nutrition and Diabetics concluded that aspartame is safe and has issued a position statement approving non-nutritive sweeteners, including aspartame. The Academy of Nutrition and Diabetics is a professional organization that establishes standards of quality for practice for nearly 70,000 dietetic professionals, most of them who are registered dietitians. In addition, they stated how many people had certain side effects from aspartame, but they did not state that if these side effects were people who just regularly consumed aspartame, or if they suffered from phenylketonuria, which is when you cannot, your body cannot digest aspartame. And foods are required to state whether they contain it as a warning, or if they contain artificial sweeteners, so those people could avoid aspartame easily. Thank you.